again, I want to talk briefly about, again, mentioning the reptilian aspect of it. There's a lower part of your brain called the ore complex. There's the reptilian lower part of your primal brain. It's the earliest part of the human brain. It's not so much an organ, but it's a section of the brain. There's the reptilian cortex, the mammalian cortex, and then the human frontal lobes, prefrontal lobes at the front. They seem to live mainly in this thing. This is also why their electrical and neurochemical things are quite differently. It's not that the frontal lobes of the brain are damaged. They're all there. The synapses are there. The mirror neurons, the motor neurons, they're all there. They just don't use them. And it's horses for courses. They only need the reptilian and primitive part of their brains because that's exactly what they need to do the job. The reptilian brain is flooded with melanin, which is actually the colour blood, which is interesting because of blue bloods and stuff like that. And when they go into predatory mode, they fire up large amounts of norepinephrine, which is the stress hormone, the flight or fright hormone. And the septum, which is the area between the brain. Now, one of the more recent theories is that why psychopaths exist is they have a missing septum, or the septum is damaged, because that actually stops the flow of this hormone out, so it actually makes you human. And then the limbic regions are like the gearbox of the brain. They control your emotions, so you don't, like, if something like mad here wouldn't all kill you. You know, it's not just being zombies, you know, in this sort of killing mode. But that's also probably why there's a very good article I read recently. That's probably why a lot of their eyes, they have that look when they're in predator mode, because the norepinephrine is somehow impacting upon the optic nerves in the back of the brain and causing this to happen. Their eyes are kind of interesting, and also they know about our eyes as well. They watch our pupils dilate when they talk to us and things like that. So a lot of things that are present in psychopaths are rooted in the reptilian complex, predatory memory. They know exactly what they're after. Non-nurturing of young. Apart from crocodiles, I don't think any reptile actually takes care of their young. There's no kind of, they lay eggs and stuff like that. There's no kind of raising of the young. The fear of being attacked. Psychopaths are constantly looking for potential enemies. They could go into a room full of nuns and they would be looking for, or saints, and they would look for which one's going to get them. They're ruthless. You know, they'll do whatever they want. Constant sexual activity. They're obsessed with passing their DNA on, especially the males. And the killer be killed thing. So, and also people who come into contact with psychopaths. I remember this guy I work with, I told him, and then when someone asked me once, what does he feel like to you? I said, he's like a lizard. You know, it's not like a person. I look into his eyes, I don't see a human being. And that's probably, you know, the reptilian cortex. And the lower part of our brains now. So it's really an evolutionary thing here I'm talking about. In the full meaning of the term, spiritual, social, political, we know that psychopaths we can evolve as a species. We can actually learn how to take care of people who aren't psychopaths, avoid them, and actually grow society in a way that's more empathic and more kind and more caring, based on just human decency. Like I've been all over this world, I've been everywhere, every race of people, every class, religion, and all over, mostly medicine. Nice people, and a few psychopaths. We get this thing right, we'll actually get a pretty better world to live in.